Alright, let's do another round of talking to all our friends. You're my best friend.
If anyone has to take over...
I haven't talked to you since the beginning of the game.
I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
Hey, the aliens are cool. Shut
We're
up.
on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, ma'am, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Nihilus died. What do you mean how that turned out? You have a problem?
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
It's actually not just our problem. You idiot.
This is bigger than humanity. Saren's a threat to every species in the galaxy, and I'll welcome anyone who wants to help me bring him down.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
It better not be.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
You racist. I got Paragon points for that. These games are confusing, man. Joker! It's weird not seeing anybody in your co-pilot seat now that I'm playing Mass Effect 3 a lot.
Hey, Commander, next time we touch down, let's try not to park the ship in a colony of mutant zombies. Just thinking out loud here.
Duly noted, thank you.
I have to go.
All right, see you.
Alright, peace. Run, Shepard. The little breathing they breathing they added in the game just whenever you sprint too much is like, I swear it didn't used to be there. I didn't used to wear headphones when I was playing this game, but like I swear it didn't used to be there. It's crazy. More stuff, please. That's right. Scimitar 6. No. Edge? No. There's a lot of crap here. La-da-da-da-da. The little indicator didn't even pop up.
Yes, Commander?
Hey, Dr.
Is
Chocolates.
there something you need?
Nah, I'm good.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Thanks for being a friendly doctor. Let's see. Yes. Thank you.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
Yeah, how you doing?
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
She's really
You're
good.
in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Tell me about you.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
And also, you love flailing about those male penises you have. Yeah. Well, what do you think now?
Has your opinion changed at all?
It has. I have been watching you and your crew. It has taught me a lot about your species. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating
It works
one.
for us. We're basically bullies.
You're scared of us?
Basically America.
Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as something of a bully. You run over anyone in your path to get what you want. It is up to people like you to change their minds.
Me? What do I was gonna lay in bed and do nothing. Damn it.
Why me?
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your
Nah.
history. I know what happened on Akuz. The fact that you survived shows a remarkable strength.
You could've just asked. I would've told you.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you. to understand what made you into the woman you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
Me?
You're interested in me because of my visions. You just want to know more about the Protheans.
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you.
But you're a woman. Psych. My Shepard's a bi icon. It's not serious.
The lieutenant and I are just friends.
Yeah, we're buddies.
Nothing more.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard? Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that too?
Yeah, you cute. You cute. You're right.
No, you were right. There is something between us.
I knew it, and I knew you felt it too.
Honestly, this is I don't like how like immature this Liara is, but it's still my favorite Liara of the series. The other ones are so
We
edgy.
are from two different species. We have almost nothing.
Also, shout out to the voice actress. She's really great.
This makes no sense.
I mean, it's alright. We got things in common.
Saren wants both of us dead. That's something.
That is not the most romantic reason, is it? You make it all sound so dangerous.
Scared.
Don't tell me a little danger puts you off.
This is all a bit overwhelming. I am not used to this. You. I need some time.
That's cool.
Take all the time you need, Liara. I'll be here.
Thank you, Shepard. Let's just talk about something else for now.
Nah, I'm
I
good.
should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Wish I could go. Yeah, honestly, I see Shepard in Mass Effect 1 as, like, I've now having played as both male and female, like, I learned some of the dialogue about how to, like, drift through the conversations and be like, oh yeah, this is just casual. That way, when Mass Effect 2 happens, you don't feel as locked in, even though Mass Effect 2 gives you a lot of leeway to do whatever you want. Alright, we gotta navigate this landmine of a conversation, because he already kind of likes us. So we gotta figure that crap out. Yes. Okay. Alright, Kane, let's do this. Let's dance. Conversation dance.
Do you have some time to talk now, Commander?
Gosh, Caden, when you're a femme shepherd, is so much more aggressive in talking to you. When you're a dude, you have to pull teeth and be like, hey man, tell me what's going on. And he's just like, I don't want to bore you. But he is just like, can we talk now? God. Simping it up. Like, Ashley just kind of like, I think Ashley is the same no matter what. I'm listening.
Let's hear it, Lieutenant. I'm always open to my officers.
We've played it pretty close to the book so far, but we're a long way from backup. We've got some tough calls to make. I'm just saying, try to leave yourself a way out. I've seen what cutting corners can do, and I'd hate to have that happen to you, Shepard. Commander.
Oh. Thank you. I appreciate the concern, Alenko.
This a personal observation, Caden?
I don't want to step on anyone else's toes, especially if you're a...
He's really sweet.
I have misread your interests.
Someone? You're referring to our young Prothean expert.
I know she's young, but yeah, there you
She's
go.
older than both of us put together, but yeah. There's a lower deck rumor that she's interested in you as more than a source of Prothean data. She's a very interesting lady, to my tastes, but I never claimed to be big on alien culture.
I don't want to say, are you jealous? That's petty. Let's see. I don't want to shut him down either, because I'm not trying to be mean about this. He's just bringing up an interest. Like, he clearly is interested, but he's just trying to find out if, like, oh, is there any kind of a thing going on? And if I'm being honest, like, Liara Mass Effect 1, I'm just kind of like, she's okay. It's not like that. And it's not serious. Even though for Liara it probably is, which makes me feel awful.
My relationship with Dr. T'Soni is professional.
All right, only a rumor, but you don't have to spend your off-duty time with me. Not if you don't want to.
I'm here, aren't I? Wait, I don't know which one of these is romance now. God, this is gonna be a landmine situation again. None, I don't know what to do with any of this. I don't want to make him angry. Well, he's not gonna be angry about it. I don't need his aggravation. Because he's being really nice about it. There's no, like, I'm not interested button.
Look, you didn't want to talk about Liara, did you? What's your real issue?
Here we go.
You're right. Sorry, it wasn't, Liara's not my main concern. I'm not questioning any decision you've made, Shepard. Let me be clear about that. It's just my experience that once someone lets something slide, it tends to pick up speed. Do you get my meaning?
A little bit. You're being a little vague, but talk to me.
Talk to me, Caden. You got a little black rain cloud sitting over your head.
I'll try to keep the deck dry.
This conversation between them is really organic.
Jump Zero. They're all classified.
Caden's trying to, like, be really subtle about it, whatever he means, and, like, God, he reminds me a little bit of me.
Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero
A little bit.
exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Is there a reason we couldn't do it ourselves?
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. I mean, hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and Ezo. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
What kind of experts?
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics...
Turian biotics aren't actually very common.
I'm afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
Why not the Asari? They're natural biotics.
And the Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
I'm assuming you had a bad teacher.
Get your knuckles rapped a few times, Lieutenant?
Yeah, you could say that. Our instructor was a Turian by the name of Commander Vernon. To introduce himself, he liked to say, "I was at the helm of the dreadnought that killed your father." When I told him my dad wasn't in the war, he'd retired to Vancouver. My family had an inland home that matured to new beachfront. Vernus had it in for me after that. He cut corners, pushed hard. I mean, you either came out of Superman or...
Sorry, sir, my father didn't fight in that war, so that's not possible.
The point of all of this, I guess, is that when you cut corners, it's not always obvious who pays for it.
I see. So Caden's basically saying, like, when you try to cut corners on big problems, when you try to shortcut your way through things because you're stressed or you're not sure what to do, it tends to be a snowballing effect. And he's worried about that happening to us because this is the mother of all stressful events. You know, trying to find out if the galaxy is doomed. So why tell me?
So why are you telling me this? Is there something I can do to help you get over it?
I'm 32, Shepard. You don't serve as long as I have without coming to terms with yourself. You also learn that if someone is special to you, you help them. Try to keep them from making mistakes.
You're assuming a whole lot, Alenko.
So you think you have leave to talk like we're more than officers?
I got some signals. Maybe some static too, I guess. If I'm out of line, just say the word.
If I'm being honest, here I am again. The same thing happened to me my last playthrough when I did this back in 2016 and I was playing this game. The same thing happened to me where I was just like, I'm not gonna romance him. I might romance him. Like, Alenko really he sneaks up on me. He's one of my favorite versions of, like, the BioWare Karth character, aside from Alistair. Which reminds me, I really should have thought about doing a female Dragon Age Origins playthrough. I've only done, like, 1 or 2 of those. Not a lot. But, like, Caden always sneaks up on me because he's not out of line. He's being really sincere. He's being really heartfelt. He's looking out for us. He's clearly interested in us. And he's being polite enough to say, like, hey, man, if I'm going too far, you let me know. I'll put a right stop to it. He's my kind of guy. If I was bi, this is the type of guy I'd be into, maybe. But let's be completely honest in that I kind of like you, but this is not the time. Specifically Mass Effect 1, nah.
Now isn't the ideal time. But I want to talk about this, Caden.
I get you, Shepard. I don't make a habit of complicating the chain of command. Just think about what I said.
Yeah. He had sincere advice at the heart of that. And he gave it to us straightforward because he does care about us. Yeah, Shepard can come off really cold. When you want her to be. Tactical appraisal.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I'm glad there aren't many aliens like the Thorian. I don't think my stomach could take it. One of my cousins has an agribusiness. I was thinking of calling him. Maybe he can get some shipments into Pharos. I mean, now that they're cut off from the company.
Yeah, if you talk down Jong, the corporate guy, everyone would be like, damn, Shepard, you really know how to talk corporate.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
I think if you're male Shepard, that conversation becomes less about, hey, cutting corners and like making space for yourself and make sure you don't slip up or go down a bad path. It becomes less about that, and what he says to male Shepard is, I realize that aliens are both saints and sinners. They're no different from us, realistically. People make mistakes. People are bad. People are good.
We'll talk later, Caden.
It's an interesting perspective. I'd like that. You would. So I'm curious now what this is going to do for our... I'm pretty sure I have now started to lock in both Caden and Liara towards the romance path, which by the time we finish Noveria, what will happen is the three-way will happen. The moment where they'll go like, hey, we should talk about the fact that you've been flirting with kind of both of us. And I'll be honest, I'm at a point right now where I don't know who to choose. I really don't.
For supplies?
Let's see what you got.
Bet.
My gut says I should go with Liara because like it makes Mass Effect 2 a bit more interesting. And if I don't go with Caden now, actually whoever I don't go with, I can actually still romance in Mass Effect 3, so it's not even that big a deal. Let's talk to Ashley.
Commander?
Yeah, what's up? Let's do this first.
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Gotta admire those colonials. That's about the worst place for a colony I've ever seen. Given the option, I'd get the hell
I'm curious. I think this is supposed to be the time where she's talking to her sister, because if you play Male Shepard, she basically says like, oh, hey, Ashley, how you doing? It's me, your sister. And she's like on a call with her. Hey, I heard you're serving with Commander Shepard. If you're doing really well with her, if you're almost in a relationship with her. And she goes, he's cute. But if you're not doing well with her, she says, I heard you're serving with that guy, Caden. He's cute. So, but I guess it's not going to happen here. I mean, it still should.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Okay, it still happens, but it happens in the background now. That's funny. Okay, that's not bad. That one snuck up on me. I didn't realize, because when you're Male Shepard, you walk in on it and the dialogue is happening. In this version, you talk to her first and then it starts. So, Caden, huh? What's up with that?
Are you interested in the Lieutenant, Chief?
No, ma'am. And anyway, Scuttlebutt says he's already sweet on someone. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family.
I used to think that Scuttlebutt meant Rex, because he's like a weird dinosaur man. But I think Scuttlebutt actually just means like rumor mill, like gossip. Tell me about your family.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Tell me about your dad.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I met Chief. First thing he did was salute.
That's cute. What about your mom?
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
Damn. What about your sisters?
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
What was it like at home?
Where did you grow up?
All over. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
That must be nice to have a family. You know, I don't know if you know this, Ashley. I don't have a family anymore. I do like playing as Colin the Shepherd, not just for like the weird sympathy thing I'm joking about right now, but like I like it because it really feels like Shepherd finds a family in all the companions they get. A little bit of melty sweetness there for you.
You're lucky to have a close family.
Sorry, I forgot about your family situation.
Hey, listen, I made my peace with that. It's good.
Or lack thereof. Relax, Williams. I've dealt with it.
Asked me to clear a bunker of armed hostiles? No problem. Dealing with the foot in my mouth? Not so good with that. Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
How'd you bond?
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did. Mike.
Ooh, Mike.
I don't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Boys, no control. Vid mails.
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobog. Same cluster, but a dozen Hellwire away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
No means no! A-hole!
If he really liked her, he wouldn't be pushy.
Yeah, of course. If he didn't ask at all, I'd wonder if he thought Sarah was ugly. Damned if you do, damned if you
But they're
don't.
dating, Ashley.
Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She
In the woods?
face first into a tree.
Not even a car?
Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Were the police involved?
Why didn't you tell the police?
She said it wouldn't solve the real problem, and she and Mike would both become household names. It was a small colony. I said it was her colony, that we should let her do it her way. Mom was pretty pissed about that.
Yeah, I would be too if my kid said that to me. Calling the police. Self-defense, though?
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice, but didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and top.
Sword is cool. While you were busy being a Marine, she was learning the blade.
So, what did you learn?
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand to hand.
That's cool. Anyways, that's cool that you were your sister's friend.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
This was the point in the story where even as a teenager, probably especially as a teenager, I looked at the game, I looked at my shepherd, I looked at Ashley, I looked at myself, and I said, I'm dating the wrong sister. Sarah is so much cooler than Ashley is. Granted, she is a high schooler, and that's not okay to think that. But Sarah is so much cooler than Ashley is. That's awesome.
Unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was going to end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, I'm sorry, and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready, Not before, not after.
That was interesting, I guess.
Sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
So, English major me, growing up, really liked that Ash did poetry. It's a nice little... You read poetry?
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem.
I actually do like Ulysses, it's not bad.
Quoted me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Cool, it's a good piece.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
Sure he is. You mean from, like, heaven, you know?
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
I don't care. Like, I can imagine in the future, people who believe in God when you meet aliens, maybe they're more in the minority, that just, I don't know, though. It's fine. I don't care, Ashley.
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. It says so in the Alliance Charter, only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez.
I mean, if you use that higher power to justify really bad takes
How can you look
and to oppress other people, then yeah, Ashley, people won't like you. But if you're not doing that, then you're
I
cool.
should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
That's whatever. I came to talk to you. Bye.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
It really is a shame that the best version of Ashley is in Mass Effect 1. The best version of her. That's the best version right there. That's a shame, isn't it?
Commander, good to see you.
What's up, Gare Bear?
You've been with C-Sec a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
Like what?
I bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
These feel like both the same thing. How so?
What happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts. Organs, mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
Really? Holy crap.
So what was it?
Both, actually. But it took us a while to figure that out.
What did you find?
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
Well, we have to ask now.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
And that was the day we learned that Krogan have 4 balls. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to my TED Talk.
What'd you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation, to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Interviewing?
You mean threatening? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off.
He just goes right past that part.
Bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
That's gross.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
That's gross.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Don't tell me that.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
So they just let him go?
You went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. We just used them to make more organs. They wouldn't listen.
Yeah, but Garrus, you can't just shoot civilians to solve your problems.
It's not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same. Yes, they did. I went to Paolo
What?
and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit.
I didn't say anything, Garrus.
All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
Garrus, no.
If you don't care about the fate of those hostages, then you're no better than he is. You're just a terrorist with a badge.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It doesn't make it any easier, but I see your point. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Well, maybe tell me where he is, and I'll take care of
Any
it.
idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the
Well, of course not, Garrus. You're a psychopath.
ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
Give it, and hand it over.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
We'll take care of it. Rex.
What do you want, Shepard?
I want to talk to you, big boy.
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Yeah?
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
I feel like they took out the... They made his voice, or maybe, I don't know, his voice sounds lighter in Mass Effect 3. The little reverb I feel like is gone.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
That's so interesting, really.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
And...
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, The genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. They told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
What happened to Jared?
I take it the warlord.
You know, from Subway.
Appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground.
A crush is a good name for a meeting.
Talk.
Like an ambush of tigers. It's a good name for tigers.
Ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
I mean, that sounds like a trap, Rex.
Sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
He was your daddy? Well, it sounds like he was your father, but it sounded like he ain't your daddy.
Jared was your father?
He was. Until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
Damn. You must have family besides your dad, though.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard?
Why? Is it working?
I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
Really?
What kind of business?
I like that he sighs. He's like, fine.
My father's father.
And you just say grandfather, Rex.
I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Where is it?
Who has it?
Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
I'll help you out, Rex.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
Sounds good, Rex.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Wait.
Shepard.
Rex.
Shepard.
Rex.
Shepard.
Rex.
There you go. You guys got that now? We did a meme. We did a big meme. Tally, last on the list.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
You seem like you're doing a lot better.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Steren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
Yeah, you'll do it.
We've still got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
I have so much time for this, Tally. Why?
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
So you're like important.
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary.
I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen, but it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
Yeah. Preferential treatment.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
That's a lot of pressure to be under pressure.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
Well, we don't want that.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Tell me about your daddy.
What was your father like?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard.
Yeah, that's rough when that happens to kids.
I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me.
I have the type of family where it's just kind of like they just wanted you to do your best.
Something in life, we have to earn it.
What about your mommy?
Where was your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was
That's a good sign in a mom.
He tends to do that to
She's just not even there.
She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
Well, that's a terrible way when you have a kid. Were you guys close at least?
Sounds like a tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with. And he wasn't around all that much. Too busy. People counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant. Like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it. Not in the usual way. I guess
that's always great when parents do that.
Say about my father is that I respect him.
That's great.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I want to talk about how I have to go.
I should go.
See you later.
Tally's a nice girl. Nice lady. Nice lady. So Tally has a secret loyalty mission. Well, not loyalty mission, but she has a secret personal mission in the sense that you do a random Geth mission in the Armstrong Nebula, and as you do the final mission, you look at your journal before you touch the map, the galaxy map, and it says, hey, you should talk to Tally. It's like the thing I didn't find until like my 4th or 5th playthrough playing the game for the first time. Wild. Alright, that's enough talking. I'm probably going to do more side quests. And then, I will either come back to do the personal quests and cut them all together, or we might be back for Noveria. No, I'll probably do all the personal quests. That's fine. Alright. good.